The video of Abracadabra makes the song even better. Definitely worth a YouTube search. Folks, Donald Trump has signed an executive order to dismantle the Department of Education. This would be a direct order to dismantle it completely take it away. And it would direct the Secretary of Education to create a plan to diminish the department through executive action. Donald Trump said, quote, I told Linda, meaning Linda McMahon, he said, Linda, I hope you do a great job in putting yourself out of a job. I want her to put herself out of a job. That is what Trump said. The Department of Education was created by an act of Congress in 1979 under the Jimmy Carter administration, and as such can be closed only by an act of Congress. Now, Donald Trump has made an executive order to begin the dismantle process. However, nothing can be done. Are you listening to me, folks? Nothing can be done based off just that executive order. The Congress has to be the ones to make the final decision on if that can be shut down. Now, the Department of Education, a lot of people are in fear, and a lot of people have questions. What does this mean if the Department of Education gets shut down? I seen a person write on Facebook that the Department of Education needs to be shut down because some of the things they were taught in school had nothing to do with life. They just learned how to square dance, etc., etc. And I was sitting there thinking, people, you have to do your own research. You have to do some research and know what you're talking about before you talk about it. The Department of Education does not determine the curriculum in the public school system. That is determined by the state, which is who Donald Trump wants to take over the education, is the state. The curriculum is not determined by the Department of Education. It is mostly determined by the state, on the state level. So the point that that person had is invalid of why they should shut the Department of Education. The Department of Education does, however, supply funding for public schools. I will not deny that there has been overspending in certain areas, and revisions should be made. But dismantling the Department of Education is ludicrous. They supply the federal financial aid program that supplies students funding for schools. They also are the ones responsible for funding areas such as children with disabilities, these low-income areas. How do you think there's such thing called free lunch? The Department of Education. Accreditation is determined by the Department of Education. What are we going to do about accreditation once the Department of Education goes away? Should revisions be made? Yes. But completely dismantling the Department of Education is not the way to go. Will this pass? Only time will tell. Congress is radio silent. Congress won't say nothing on the issue. Who knows if this will even hit the floor? If it don't hit the floor, it won't go away because Congress has to be the one to dismantle it. Congress has to do it. And if they do it, then yes, it will go away. But only until then will it. Should it? No, I do not think. I think that is ludicrous to shut down that department. He says that his biggest reason of wanting to shut it down, talking about Trump, he says the reason he wants to shut it down so bad is because we are using funds to spend on all of these grants that indoctrinate our K through 12 students on things that they shouldn't be indoctrinated in. So, do there needs to be revisions made? Sure. But completely dismantling it, I don't think is the way to go. But folks, we still have one more segment to go. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
What should you do if you suspect you're straying the road with a drunk driver? Don't try to pass them or get them to pull over. Take down the license number. Then get off the road and call 911. Tell the operator to make and license plate number of the vehicle, as well as the time and location. Traffic authorities will take care of the rest. Hi, this is Sheldon with State Farm, reminding you to be a good neighbor and keep alcohol off our roadways.
Radio Lex has the support of Cy Pugh. Thanks, Cy.
back, everybody, to Off the Cuff. Adam Banks here with you. Last segment of the hour. This is the 300th radio broadcast of the show. One of the things in the news, other than the dismantle of the Department of Education, is immigration. Immigration is a big story in the news, partly because of the Trump administration. Let me be clear, I have no problem with immigrants coming to the United States as long as they do it legally. To do it legally, part of that process is you have to take a citizenship test. And the citizenship test is a test full of questions that they ask people trying to become a member of this country, a citizen of this country. They ask them basic questions about the country. And a lot of people are so quick to judge immigrants. A lot of people are so harsh on immigrants when they wasn't born in this country. A lot of people feel like they don't even belong here if they wasn't born. That's nonsense. It's nonsense. If they want to be in this country, they certainly can be, and they should be allowed, as long as they follow the right steps in the process. And part of that process is this quiz. And what's funny about the mean people out there that are always so against immigrants from coming into the country, even legally, don't even know half the information on this citizenship test. They couldn't tell you basic information about the country that they love so much. So I have right here in front of me, folks, a sample test of the United States citizenship test, and I'm going to quiz you guys here on the air. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to answer out loud what the answer is, but in your car, at home, wherever you may be listening, I want you to answer out loud, and you tell me what you would score on this citizenship test, because you know what? A lot of American citizens who have lived in this country their entire life wouldn't be able to pass the United States citizenship test. So you tell me if you know the answers to these questions. Now, we're going to start off easy with some questions. What are the colors of the flag? What are the colors of the flag? If you answered red, white, and blue, that would be correct. How many stars are there in our flag? Obviously, if you put 50, that would be the correct answer. What color are the stars on the flag? That's another obvious one. That is white. What color are the stripes on the flag? That's another obvious one, red and white. But now let's get into some questions to see how well you know your American facts. From what country did the U.S. win its independence from? I'll give you a second. From what country did the U.S. win its independence? If you did not, or you cannot think of the answer, it's Great Britain. What country did we fight during the Revolutionary War? Great Britain. Can the Constitution be changed? Yes, that is called an amendment. What do we call a change to the Constitution? An amendment. How many changes or amendments are there to the Constitution? 27. What is the legislative branch of our government? That is our Congress. Did you know that? Did you know that Congress was legislative branch? Well, the legal immigrants in this country know that because they had to pass this exam. Do you as a citizen know that? Who makes the laws in this country? That's Congress. What are the two houses of Congress? That's the Senate and the House of Representatives. For how long do we elect each senator? They each get 6 terms. How many voting representatives are there in the House of Representatives? There are 435. Did you know that? 435? For how long do we elect a representative? That would be 2 years. What is the executive branch of the U.S. government? That would be the president, the cabinet, and the departments under the cabinet members. What is the judicial branch of the U.S. government? That's the federal courts. What is the Bill of Rights? Pretty basic 5th grade social studies, folks. That's the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. Who is the current Chief Justice of the Supreme Court? Do you know that? Starts with a J, ends with an R. John Roberts. Who said, "Give me liberty or give me death"? Patrick Henry. Which countries were our enemies during World War II? Do you know that? The 3 countries that were our enemies? Germany, Italy, and Japan. So folks are so quick to judge, and you really got to understand what goes into becoming a citizen. It is not easy. So those who do it legally put in a lot of work to be here. So be kind and be welcoming for those who want to come to this country legally. Those who don't, that's a different story. But those who do, be kind, be open. That's what the Lord would want us to do. But folks, that pretty much wraps up another episode of Off the Cuff, and it just so happens to be our 300th radio broadcast. I am so ecstatic to have made it to this point. 6 years later, 300 radio broadcasts live on the air, and I cannot wait, folks, to see what radio broadcast 301 will be like, and you will get to experience that next week. Ladies and gentlemen, you can follow the show on social media at Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. You can follow me, the host, on social media at The Adam Banks. We release new episodes every Thursday from 4 to 5 right here on WLXU 93.9 FM, which means we will be back same time, same place. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the king of radio, Adam Banks, and this is the 300th radio broadcast of Off the Cuff with Adam Banks. I will catch you down the road. All right, guys. See you later.